Hi, everybody. Jason Klom here from Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour. You can find us at danandjay.com, youtube.com/DJC Hour, because we're inconsistent. This week on Dan and Jay's Product Reviews, this week, we do it every once in a while when we have sort of a sponsored thing. Usually we do reviews and somebody will send us something like, I don't know, a CPAP cleaner, which is something we got a couple years ago to review on Dan and Jay's Comedy Hour, and we did. And I've never streamed one before, so this is going to be probably increasingly awkward. Except for the product, because the product is exciting. It's relatively new. It's from THX. It is the THX Onyx. Now, when I was offered, this was offered to me because I'm working with THX on a podcast that I work on called Rarefied Air, which is a great show about the children of celebrities that I co-host with Josh Mills, who's the son of Edie Adams. A lot of fun. And THX and I are probably going to be working on something else as well. But they sent me this, and I wasn't sure what I was getting into, if I'm honest. I'm like, okay, portable DAC and headphone amplifier. So here's the thing. I have, for somebody who edits audio, crazy sensitive ears. And when you open this up, this nice little handsome package with the THX Onyx in it, which by the way it's a built-in native USB-C and then a USB-C to regular USB. The first thing you see is this. And with somebody who, like, literally one of the things I would get picked on most in high school about was I have sensitive ears because I can't handle loud noises. I'm very bad at it. So I was like, well, crap, am I going to get this and just have to deafen myself to review it? And fortunately, no. The real thing about this, the real exciting thing about this is, well, not exactly specifically what I'm going to show you. This came with it. This is just, you can get 30 days of masters through Tidal, the streaming service, for free, and give those a listen. That's where this thing blew my mind, because while I wouldn't necessarily call myself an audiophile, if you listen to the Comedy on Vinyl podcast, you'll know that I listen to the scratchiest records possible. I don't necessarily care about quality when it comes to that. On the occasion that I actually buy new music or listen to new music, I'd like to hear it in the nicest way possible. So I will quickly show you, if you haven't used the Tidal app, there it is. This is my most listened, which, aka these are the things I decided I would test it with, which was some Kylie Minogue music, some a newer Paul McCartney. Wanted to hear how he made himself sound young this time, and Moby, just because I knew there were a lot of different voices in that. And again, I knew there were masters. I don't think I'd ever heard a master recording before. And, so what you do is you plug this into your USB-C on your phone, or again, if you want to hook it up to your, I just hit a button, hope I'm not going to disconnect the whole thing. If you want to then hook it up to your PC, which is how I did it first, you hook it up that way through USB. This will blink the correct colors. By the way, it looks like a vape. I'm just realizing it looks like a vape, but it is not. THX does not make vapes. I'm ruining my opportunities to ever review their products again. But these little lights, it's hard to see the holes, I think, from there, but there are little lights that will light up to tell you when you're ready to go and plug in your headphones. And I've fortunately got some nice Sennheisers that I plugged in, and I listened to what you just saw. I think I threw on some ABBA. I think I threw on some other stuff that I thought would have nice, fun, complicated sounds. And you just plug those suckers in right here and give them a listen. And boy, oh boy, I have not heard music sound that pretty ever. I mean, it is supposed to sound live, like you're in the studio with them as they record. And I mean, they're not lying. They're not lying. And now, again, I am not an audiophile, so like the bits and pieces that people like, there are people who, I mean, I can hear a terribly compressed MP3. That's something I can definitely tell when something is terribly compressed, or when there's not enough dynamic range or whatever. Even though I have a slight hearing loss in this ear from when an engine exploded near me once in North Hollywood years ago, I can hear pretty good out of this one. And I think that's the big thing. Not just the fact that you can listen to master quality audio with this thing. The dynamic range was what got me, because they were just like, it's not what I'm used to, which is like I've got a treble knob and a bass knob on a crappy car stereo. This is just so much dynamic range, and it just sounded beautiful, like very nice treble, very like deep deep thumping bass that, again, did not deafen me. Although at first I did turn it up way too high. It sounded great, but then realized I had done some temporary damage to my ears. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. And again, if not just if you get this, but you can get the 30 days free of Tidal to give some masters listen. I don't know if there are other systems, other places that use the encoder that this will decode. I don't know enough about that, which, by the way, is MQA. I should point that out. There you are. MQA is an award-winning technology that captures the sound of the original studio performance. I don't know. It does sound absolutely beautiful. It is, and it's not. The other bonus here is, think of what you would have to do back in, the 70s or 80s, if you wanted to decode something. There were usually, the one I normally think of is Dolby. You would have to have a big, gigantic stereo unit that is bigger than the PC that I am now streaming from at the moment, bigger than the monitor that I'm looking at as I do this. And this little bit, this is all you need to decode, again, master quality audio. And there was no lag. It sounded beautiful. I'm thinking of pumping it through like my actual stereo to see what that does, although I don't know if my stereo is going to have the kind of fidelity to this that my nice headphones will. But it's fun to experiment with. And I like experimenting with audio bits and pieces. I'm just looking to see if there's anything that I'm missing. But if you do go to thx.com/Onyx, Onyx, you can get more information there. You can buy it right on the website. Retails for, I believe, $200. And it just sounds like, again, it is an amplifier. Amplifier is the selling point number one. But for me, obviously the master audio is beautiful, and that's what I liked. That's what I liked listening to. Now, I will say, not that I get to make any demands of THX or of any other companies, but I'd love to hear some master quality comedy. There's some great comedy out there that could be rendered. If those masters were made available to a service like Tidal or a comedy version of Tidal, which maybe I should just start and maybe I should just shut up. But I'm streaming it, so it's out there. What are you going to do? Like Firesign Theater. If I got to hear the Firesign Theater in master quality and was able to stream it, holy cow. Like, I'd have a new appreciation for it. I love them anyway, but a new appreciation for them, even Cheech and Chong, Weird Al, oh my goodness. That was one thing, I'm sorry. That was one thing that I was hoping I might find is maybe stuff more up my alley, and that way, this is still kind of a limited in terms of like, it depends on your music taste. I had to hunt. Like, I don't go around listening to Moby despite my lack of hair. I enjoy a Moby. I don't even listen to Kylie Minogue. I don't know if I look or seem like a person who listened to Kylie Minogue, but holy cow, I couldn't stop listening because it sounded beautiful. I will say, even with like auto-tuning and stuff, it was like, but I got the pure version of the auto-tuning and it sounded great. Again, dynamic range was what it was all about, and quality of sound. So this is worth it. And if you're an audiophile, you're going to be articulate about this. You're going to be able to say things about this that I will never understand. So really, this is wasted on me in terms of being articulate, but it's not wasted on me in terms of sound. So the THX Onyx is wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me for Dan J's movie reviews, product reviews. Sorry, that's an old sketch we used to do. Yeah, that's right. That's the kind of sketch we would do where we pretend to do movie reviews. That was a comedy sketch when we were 13. Go to danaj.com for the podcast. Go to stolendress.com for all my other podcasts, including Comedy on Vinyl, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. That show's ending in November. So get it while it's hot. It'll always still be up there. But we do talk about the history of Firesign Theater. And at some point, we will get into the different ways that Firesign Theater has been rendered for different audio experiences. But it'd be great to hear some comedy on master quality so I could listen to it on my THX Onyx. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And there's no as always. I don't really have an out. Get a thing. Have this thing. But my other one says have a good thing. I can't really do that. Anyway, Dan and J's product reviews. Thank you for joining me. And I'm sorry Dan couldn't be here, but we don't live in the same place.